And we're back for Hump Day with Hollywood Hay and myself for horse racing today at Gulfstream Park. Looking forward to some nice sunny, warm weather in South Florida. Interesting day yesterday, and missed that first race, and then the winner in the top two and every pick the rest of the way down. All very small pick fours, so you win but lose at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. But my top pick of the day did win and paid $7.
Yes, and mine finished in last place. Interesting dynamics right there. But that's why we go on to the next day.
That's it.
Plug forward for sure. Play the pick 5 with Crypto Colds at Gulfstream. Won race 1, race 3, 2. There you go. Our good friend Gulfstream race 5, number 1. Don Johnson, good morning. How are you today? As always, free picks. Guaranteed tip sheet. Today is Louisiana Downs. You can get the link in the description below right there. You will see race 1, 250 yards. Dash of Gold will be dashing at 6-1 for the gold. Make sure you take advantage of that. Link in the description here at YouTube. Also a link to the data sheet in YouTube as well. Take advantage of that. All right, folks, let's go about our business. Starting in race number 1 at Gulfstream Park today. Tell us all about it, Terry.
Well, it's 5.5 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming race, and it's a purse of $12,000. A claiming price of $12,500, purse of $25,000 for maidens 3-year-olds.
Yes, and to go 5.5 furlongs to get the win. 8 races so far. 4 of the 8 went wire to wire. There's a strong rail bonus for Immortal J, 2 and 3. They take a big hit, 4 through 7, a bonus. So far, nobody from 8 and out. As I mentioned, there is a data sheet. The data sheet has 1,000 simulations amongst other things to see who's got the best chance to get the lead when 40% or 50% so far have gone wire to wire.
Well, as you can see there, that the 5, 7, and 2, they all have pretty nice speed numbers. So they could go head-to-head to that quarter pole. Depends on who gets the best break. The 1 has an overlay from 6-1 to 15-1. 2 has an overlay from 6-1 to 12-1. 3 has an overlay from 5-1 to 20-1. And the 4 has an overlay from 7-2 to 12-1. 5 and 8 have maybes, and what that means is par number is they were within 1 to 5 points of the 75 today's 75 speed number in the past. And then all of them have a chance, as you can see from the data here, to equal or exceed the speed number for this race. And as far as these comfort zone, all but the 3 have comfort zone numbers. And then as far as jockeys, the 7 shows the best jockey. The 1 looks like the best trainer, according to the data. But the 8, to me, has the best chance of doing combination for this race.
Indeed. We see a race shape here that should favor early speed, as it's a right triangle, but most of the horses in the closer or stalking position. It means the 5 horse, maybe the 7 horse could get the advantage, although the 8 horse, if it can get the lead. Early pace right here says it should be in the mix. We also see that the 8 has a 9-point last race speed figure over everybody else. That's a pretty big number. The 5, a total pace number of 9 points better. So 2 lengths on the speed figure, 2 lengths on the total pace. Looks like this race is between the 5 and the 8 on paper, Terry. In your estimation, who's it between?
Well, I agree with that. I think the 8 is my top pick. Isaac Leo ran second versus Similar, and last race is a favorite, but it has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to grace again, and his best start speed is faster than today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 5 is my second choice. He drops in class today, finishing the money in 3 of his last 4 starts, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 2 is my third choice, finished third versus Similar in his last race. And then Warrior of God, the 7, is my long shot. Drops in class today, switches to high percentage winning jockey, which is Paco Lopez. And blinkers are added today, and he has a bullet workout on March 7th. No bets for me.
So looking at the track down there in Florida right now, the way the sun is shining off some of the dirt, it looks like the outside of the track has snow. But we know that's not true. The 8 horse Isaac Leo did run that top last race speed figure, a lot of points better than everybody else, better with all of the race internals. Everyone's going to have to come up or he's going to have to go down. Nirvana, not the band, the horse. Pace setter, top total pace, 9 points. Catch me if you can. Valiant package, the full horse. Plenty of upside, maybe the most in the second career start. And then the 7-horse Warrior of Gold. Faster fractions last time at 6 furlongs versus 5 furlongs. A recent workout to me says they are going to send this horse today. I'm going to put a little bit of my $100 Benny in the bets budget to work with the $1 trifecta box. 4, 5, 7, and 8. The 8 right now is your favorite at 3 to 5, coming off that blistering or bulging top last race speed figure relative to everybody else. We're looking for some value. It looks like the 5-horse at 6 to 1. Well, it's about 5 to 1. Certainly no value here. The 1, 2, 3, and 4, all of which provide value. So maybe box those 4 in an exacted trifecta box. They're all over 10 to 1. And if they hit, it's going to pay for the rest of your day. If they hit, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely, 1,000% for sure. Help the show. I agree. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Follow us on all social sites. It is 1,000% free, but it boosts all of our search engine scores, which means when other people search for horse racing content, they're likely to find us, which is the goal, to get to 10,000 people who have count themselves as subscribers and part of the Horse Racing Today community. All right. I think they're all about loaded in and ready to go. The 8-horse making its way into the gates right now. We got that side view. And Peter Ilo letting us know that they're off and running. The 1-horse getting off to a sluggish start. The 5, darting Nirvana to the lead and clearing everybody relatively easily as he makes his way down the post, although a couple of horses giving chase, including the 8 and the 2-horse, along with looks like the 7-horse. The 7-horse really wants to go. The 8-horse is making its move up on there. So you got 4 horses, all within a couple lengths of each other. The 5 up on the lead, the 7 giving chase. The 8, the favorite, on the outside at 3 to 5. Going to have a long run around the track like that. Jockey on the 2-horse is asking him to go too. The question is, who's going to beat whom here? Looks like the 2-horse is going to be in that mix, kind of screw up my trifecta a little bit. Might actually get up and catch that 5-horse. Be tough to tell. Always one that wants to ruin the show, Terry. And they're heading to the wire. It's going to be the 5. It's going to be the 2. It's going to be the 5, 2, and then a whole bunch of other horses coming in at the end. So 5, 2, you have the long shot in there, the 2, 13 to 1. The 5-horse got to the lead and kept the lead. Then I think either the 7 or 8 coming in third. So it's super effective, I think, perhaps for you, Terry. I couldn't really tell who came up for third because somebody came flying up at the end there. Let's see. It looks like maybe the 6-horse.
I don't know. I'm just finishing up.
It goes 5, 2, and then definitely the 8. And then I think it's the 6 on the outside. Yes. The 6. 5, 2, 8. 5, 2, 8, and 6.
Yep.
Why don't we have the 6 in our picks here?
I don't know.
No, the 6 is scratched, so it can't be that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Maybe you're in anyway.
Was he one of those that didn't run for a fee?
No, he was scratched.
Well, who was that then?
6. Let me look.
The 3, maybe? I don't know. We'll find out. It's immaterial anyway. All right, race number 2 is the first of the 2 pick 4s on the card today. This one, Terry, is another one where horses are seeking their first win of their lives.
Yeah, it's a 5 furlongs on the all-weather. It's a maiden claiming race, $50,000 claiming price, $44,000 purse. It's for maidens, fillies, 3-year-olds.
5 furlongs on the Tapita does favor horses with early speed again. 35% of them go wire to wire. There's a rail discount. 2 and 3 close to fair. 4 through 7 is the best. 8 and out is a bonus as well. Some horses in here giving it a go for the first time. Some have limited resumes. So really the data doesn't mean a whole lot. But from what we see from the experienced horses, Terry, What's the story it tells?
Well, as you can see there, the 4 and the 9 have pretty similar speed numbers, and so they could go head to head to that quarter pole. The 3 has an overlay from 8. Let's see, from 12 to 1 to 20 to 1. The 6 has an overlay from 11 to 1 to 20 to 1. And the 10 has an overlay from 6 to 5 to 5 to 2. The only horse that's equaled or exceeded the par speed number in the past has been the number 10. All but the 2 have a possibility of doing the same today, exceeding or equaling the speed par number. And then 9 has the best C-zone number down there, followed up by the 2, 4, and 10. The 6 has got the best jockey according to the data, and the 7 and the 9, they're kind of tied for the trainer. But I think the 6 has the best chance of combination of jockey and trainer.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff going on in this race. You see here, 2 and the 4, 2 and 10, excuse me, they were closers in their limited racing experience. The 4 and 9, they've not been within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. All these other ones over here are making first-time starts. As Terry pointed out, the only horse in the field that has hit par is the 10. And then over here, we also see the 4-horse, Chacabera, with second race improvement, can get above the par speed figure of 79, with the ability to go as high as perhaps as 85 points. Anytime you see a bunch of first-time starters in a race littered with no's and only one horse that has second race par ability, you might really consider some of the first-time starters. And here you see them all ranked on a scale of 0 to 3, 3 being the highest. So according to this, you're looking at the 5 and the 7 as your top 2 first-time starters. Terry, this race can go many, many, many different ways. So many horses with answers to questions. Who will come out on top?
Well, I like that 4-horse, my top choice. She finished third versus him in her only start, has a high percentage winning trainer. And this trainer wins 27% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse. Then the 2 close-up second choice drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 10 is my third choice, drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating, and also blinkers are added today. Perfect Term, the 11, a first-time starter whose dam has 4 winners from 5 starters, and her breeding suits today's sprint distance. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, marks a lot of boxes off. I'm going to play the very first pick for Miami Vice, Don Johnson. I think it's a wide open race. I'm going to use the 2, 4, 7, 9, 10, 11 with the 2, 6, 7, 8, followed up by the 4, 6, and then 4, 6, $48 ticket.
I will start with the 4-horse 2, the horse that has that second race improvement, enough to put her over the top. And then CD Akathat, I don't know. Only horse in the race that does have a par run so far. Top last race speed figure, 3 points better than everybody else. I'm not saying a whole lot. Top total pace, but what it does say is of the experienced horses outside of the 4, probably the best. And then I'm going to go with the next 2 horses, the top 2 first-time starters for the rest that have not hit par or have second race par ability, and that's the 5 and the 7. And I add in the 2 from the beginning of my pick 4, then the 6, 7, the 1, 4, 7 with the 1, 4, 6 to close it out. Mine is a $45 ticket, I believe. And then a $1 trifecta box 4, the 5, the 7, and the 10, because plenty of opportunities to maybe cash a nice one there. In race number 3, 9 races to do today, though I was a little confused because in the program, there's 11 races. Well, but they skipped the 10, as you can see there. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? I realized there's one race out there that they're simulcasting from Chile. We're not going to do that, but we are going to do race 3.
Well, it's a mile on the turf, and it's a $25,000 claiming race, a $37,000 purse for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 2 races.
Yeah, absolutely. And the turf is firm. And at 1 mile on the turf, 1 complete rotation around the track. So that to get that job done in the winner's circle does favor stalkers. Still plenty of horses. 28 out of 100. Get the lead, keep the lead all the way around the track. The rail is the best place to be, so Tavria could outrun those 6-1 odds. 2 and 7 are fair. 8 and out, a small bonus. Terry's speed does come in handy at 1 mile on the grass. So who has it?
Well, as you can see there, there's three horses that are really, really close in their speed data, the 4, 2, and 7. And so it's really anyone's guess on which one of those get to that quarter pole first. The 3 has an overlay from 7 to 1 to a nice 30 to 1. 4 has an overlay from 9 to 2 to 20 to 1. 5 has an overlay from 9 to 2 to 15 to 1. The 1, 2, 6, and 8 have equaled the par numbers in the past. And then you've got 3 horses in here that are maybes. That means they was within 1 to 5 points of the par number. And then all of them show C zones, and they're all in the green. And then then the 6 is the best jockey. The 2 appears the best trainer, but I think the 7 is the best combination of jockey and trainer. So we'll have to see what happens there.
Mm-hmm. Plenty of horses with a strong C zone, and basically C zone is a measure of how likely today's race is to match their best performances. We're typically looking for a score of 50% or more. Here we see on our pace view, we have one horse that wants to get to the lead. Everybody else middle back. Another one of those races where if you get to the front, and 28% have gone wire to wire, got a pretty solid chance to make that happen. You see the 4, that Lone E, very likely to be out front, although pace numbers say should be a pretty competitive start. Most of the field here, pretty much within a length of what they ran last time out. You got a couple class droppers here in red, a couple class risers here in green, and a few also that are staying at the same level. This group of here shows us these scores, which horses showed better early, mid, or late pace in there. Got one in here, that is the 5 horse, the only one to improve from start to finish last time, and only Buddhist Prodigy showing some improved fractions. We do again see the 6 horse, top total pace, top last race speed figure, 3 points better than everybody else. Also, top total pace, 6 points over everyone else. Jerry, that looks like the 6 horse might be the one to beat. What do you think?
Well, I agree with that. So, because she's my top pick, she finished 3rd versus Tupper in her last race, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey. 2 is my second choice, has a high percentage winning trainer, and her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. The 7, Buddhist Prodigy, is my 3rd choice. She won her last race at Gulfstream Park, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 8 is my long shot. She has a high percentage winning trainer, and her best turf speed is faster than the average winning speed. No additional bets in this race for me.
Indeed, that 6 horse has plenty of advantages. Top last race speed figure, 3 points, top total pace. Number 7, Buddhist Prodigy. That one, lone race on turf, was its debut. It was a key race. There's a lot of horses that were in that race came back to win again. Tinta Roja. Solid works prepping for the first race since mid-December. And okay, off the bench. And then Tabarria, plenty of late speed and should not be all that far off the pace versus this group here. I'm going to put $14 to win on that 6 horse as I continue to spread out some of my $100 budget. Race 4, Terry, is next on our agenda. Let's go through the conditions here.
Okay, well, we're stretching out to 1 mile and 70 yards on the all-weather track. It's a maiden claiming race, $50,000 claiming price. Purse is $44,000 for maidens 3-year-olds.
And to win at $170 on the Tapeta, you should have the ability to be middle forward. A decent amount, 16%, still keep the lead from start to finish. Forever Now, we'll have to work a little bit harder because there's a little bit of a rail discount. 2 and 3, they get a little bit of an edge. 4 through 7, they're pretty close to fair, but really the best place to be is on the outside. Gary, when the race gets started, who's going to be on the lead on the inside?
Well, that one is, but they all have some speed. I think it's anyone's guess about who gets there to that quarter pole first. And then that one has an overlay from small overlay, 9 to 2 to 5 to 1. 4's overlay is from 9 to 5 to 5 to 2, and the 5 has an overlay from 7 to 2 to 6 to 1. The 1 and the 7 have equaled the par numbers in the past, and of course, what the par number means is that the speed rating of 83 in this race, and then the the 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. They all have a chance, according to the data, to either equal or exceed the speed number for today's race, and all but the 6 have comfort zone numbers, although that 2 is pretty low. And then 6 is the best jockey. 7 looks like the best trainer. But to me, the 3 is the best combination of jockey and trainer.
In this race shape, if you can see here, is a triangle the other way. So this should favor horses that want to come from maybe a little bit off the pace. That might be the 6 and the 4 or 7 as your middle to back horses. As we take a look at the class moves, 2 of them moving down here. Santo making a pretty good drop in class, about a length and a half, almost a full length for Human Desire. You see here the total pace picture, where usually the top 4 produces the winner about 70% of the time, actually a little more than that. We have the 4, the 6, the 1, and the 3. If you're looking for some horses that showed some improvement last time out, the par 1, better across the board. And then down here, you also have the par 7, better early, better late, a little bit quicker fractions. There, maybe 1 or 7. Maybe those 2 horses might be worthy of some attention.
Well, I'm going to go with the 6, Human Desire. He drops in class today, switches to high percentage winning jockey, which is Paco Lopez. The 4 Warrior is my second choice. He was only beaten 2 lengths versus tougher on the turf in his last start. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 3 is my third choice. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to high percentage winning jockey. Forever Now, the 1 is my long shot. Finished 3rd versus similar on the dirt in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets in here for me.
I'm going to go with the 4 horse because its resume says that a sizable move is possible in the second race off the bench. And also, as we pointed out, 4 horse being a little bit of a class mover. Number 1, Forever Now. That one is going to be forward. And most of his races have been good enough to beat the other horses in here. The 7 horse, Shogun, does have a par race. He's moving to the all-weather for the very first time, and sometimes a surface switch can awaken a horse. And then finally, number 6, Human Desire, was a tough call for me over the 3 horse. Meister Singer, but consistently better numbers from the 6 horse. No wagers for me either. Race 5 is the keystone race of the day. It is the middle of the 9 race card. But before we move on to race number 5, Terry, we must move on to our standard business of letting folks know that tomorrow we'll do Gulfstream Park. Friday, there will be most likely a Foreign Friday at Shawton. And to make sure you get Gulfstream and Hong Kong, Terry, there's a great way to make it all possible.
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's easy to do. It doesn't cost anything. Helps us out a lot. And then hit that little bell. That'll tell you when our programs are coming up, notify you. And then copy that link below and share it with all of your people you know so they can come and check us out. Go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like. That helps us out a lot. And keep these comments and horse picks coming as you're doing today. We really enjoy seeing them. We'd like to get involved with our people that watch us, and it helps us with the algorithms.
Yes, indeed. Does boost our search engine optimization rankings, which is much appreciated. Terry, race 5 is next on our agenda. Tell me what they're doing here.
Okay, well, in race 5, we're going to go to 6 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $17,500 claiming price, $33,000 purse, and it's for fillies 3-year-olds.
So 6 furlongs on the South Floridian dirt. Favors early speed a bunch, 37%. I don't know who the best Dolphin is that wore number 37. I doubt anybody else knows who the best Dolphin is who wore 37. But that's the percent that goes wire to wire. There is an inside to outside edge. And Happy Sunday will be happy pulling the rail because he gets a big time bonus. So if that 1 horse, Terry, in race number 5 has any giddy up and go when the gates open, could be dangerous, but doesn't look like that's the case.
No, it doesn't. The 3 and the 6 has the most speed in here, and they're very close. Just depends on which one gets the best break out of that gate. And then they could go head-to-head to that quarter pole. The 2 has an overlay from 7-2 to 8-1, and the 3 has an overlay from 6-1 to 15-1. All of them have equaled the par plus number or par number of 74 speed number in the past, except for the one, which is a maybe. The one has come within 5 points of that, and they all have a chance of doing it today on the par plus number. All of them have comfort zone numbers, and there are a couple of them. The 3 and 4 are really, really nice. And then the 3 has the best jockey, the 4 has the best trainer, and I think the 4 is the best combination of trainer and jockey for this race.
Yeah, 5 is in the mix a little bit there too. 5 also showing some better early pace, better fractions last time out. The 2 also some better early pace, better fractions last out. Everybody, for the most part, dropping a little bit in class here, except for the 2. And then the 5, that one's making its way higher up the scale. Talked a little bit about race pace setup. Another triangle here. A lot of horses want to get to the front. The data says horse number 1 and 2 at the quarter-mile marker have a good chance to win. Horses 3 and 4, if they need the lead, you can almost write those off. So if the 1 and 4 might get a race shape if these go way too fast to favor them. We do see the 1. Look at that. That one has a 15 points. So every 5 points equals 1 length. That equals a 3 length late pace advantage over the rest of the field. Also puts that one at the top of the heap. So, Terry, it looks like either speed or a closer, according to total pace, according to your handicapping, what it's going to be.
Well, I like the 4 Kiss Cam. She won her last race at Gulfstream Park. Her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. She's actually tied with another horse, and she has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. That 6 that you referred to, Slew Diva, is my second choice. She ran second versus Similar last race. Her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. She's actually tied with Kiss Cam, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. And then Pocket Pair, the 5, she was the favorite in her last race, but didn't do very well, but has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 28% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. And she has a high percentage winning jockey. The 1 Happy Sunday is my long shot, finished 3rd versus Similar in her last race. The rail post win in the 31% clip, and she has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 17% of the dirt starts. He has a horse run that he trains runs in. No other bets for me.
I'm going to start with that 6 horse in there, Terry. Slew Diva, it and the 4 Kiss Cam ran against each other last time. Kiss Cam getting the edge. But today, I think the 6 horse turns the tables, just missed. The 4 horse Kiss Cam has run twice at the distance, won both of them. Any other distance 7 times, yeah, missed. Happy Sunday, 3 length late speed advantage over the rest of the field in the big time rail advantage. So 2 very key in-race edges. And then early delivery. I'm going to take the longest shot on the board in the 4th. It was a tough call for me over the 5 Pocket Pair. But I'm going to go with the early speed and much higher odds at a distance where almost 4 out of 10 go wire to wire. 1, 3, 4, 6 is my $1 trifecta box in race number 5. Plenty of time to go before race number 2, Terry. So we should be able to make it through 6, maybe race 7. Before race 2 gets cooking.
All right. Well, we're going back to the turf at 1 16th, and it's a maiden claiming race, $25,000 claiming price. Purse $36,000 for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
So 1 16th on the grass for this maiden claiming 25er. Stalkers and closers, that's the way to go. If you want to collect the big check, still plenty. 17% can get to the lead and hold it from start to finish. Gifted by Design. That horse does have a little bit of a rail bonus. 2 and 3 play fair, as well as 4 through 7. 8 and out is a discount, Terry. So still plenty enough of them to go wire to wire to consider early speed in race number 6, despite the long race. And it looks like 2 of them on the outside will be very tough to catch.
Yeah, those 2 have the most speed. They could go head to that quarter pole. The 5 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 12 to 1. The 8 has an overlay from 9 to 1 to a whopping 30 to 1. And the 10 is a nice overlay from 6 to 1 to 15 to 1. 2, 3, 4, and 10 have equaled the par number in the past. And number 9 has a maybe, which means it was within 1 to 5 points of the par number. And all but the 9 show that they're going to be able to maybe either equal or exceed the speed number for today's race. All but the 5 show par plus numbers. And then the 4 has the best jockey, best trainer, and I think the best combination of trainer jockey is the 4.
Yeah, everybody except the 9 horse. Moving down in class with the 3, Mustaid, the biggest class dropper, moving down about a length and a half after showing a little bit of early improvement. The 2 and the 5 showing the most improvement last time out, with the 8 also increasing by going faster fractions. No true front runners in here. Everybody else prefers to go middle back. This could look like a European race where everybody just kind of starts out slow and then really tries to fire it up at the end. If that's the case, Terry, it does look like the 5, the 10 have a considerable late speed advantage over everybody else. Here are our top 4 horses once again. Usually the winner is in that grouping. This is one of those races, Terry, where you got to find an edge, and maybe the 1, the 2, and the 3 have the edge, maybe with the 4 as their average speed figure. If we look at the speed chart, it's really pretty much better than the top for everybody else. What do you think?
All right. Well, I like John the Baptist, the 4. He has the highest high percentage winning trainer and switches a high percentage winning jockey. Best turf speed is fast among today's starters. They added blinkers to keep his mind on business. And then I like the 3 as my second choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 27% of the races when taking a horse from a maiden race to a maiden claiming race, and he has a high percentage winning jockey, Salted Caramel. The 2 is my third choice, finished third in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 5, my long shot, finished third on the dirt in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. The last pick 4, Miami Vice, Don Johnson. I'm going to use the 2-3-4 with the 1-4-6, with the 1-4-6, with 1-5-8, $40.50 pick 4.
Private Ross, dig in the 3 and the 2 in this spot, Mustaid and Salted Caramel. Terry's best bet's going to be in race number 7 coming up. King of Gold, King de Oro. Hello, John Egan. CC got 2 entry, and I'll take the longest of 2 in the second. All right, John Egan coming up in race number 2, liking the long shots. We'll talk about race number 2 in just a moment as they're about to go live. For me, I think I have, what was it, race number 3, I like the 6 horse, and I think race number 8, I also got the 4 horse, where I put a little bit of money on them to win. So in race number 6, I got the 3 horses, my top selection in here. Mustaid is the lone maiden special weight dropper after some scratches in here. John the Baptist has enough backlash, showed some early pace to get the job done. Salted Caramel, most consistent horse in the race, and it's not close. And then finally, Promisanier, or whatever the hell they pronounce that word, is our simulation favorite and the top total pace horse at high odds. Why not consider that one in your selections? And I considered it in my pick 4 too. I went 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 4, 6 over the 1, 4. Hold on a second. I got a little bit more money to spend. I got to remember which one I wanted to put the other horse in there. I'm going to put it in the last race because I think that one is a little bit more open than some of the others. So 1, 4, 5, and 7 for my $48 tickets. I mentioned we probably can get to these 2 races. I know we can't, Terry, because in Florida they go slow. 5 minutes equals 15 minutes. So we have time to do race 7.
All right, so let's go to race 7. We're going to go to 1 mile and 70 yards. It's an all-weather track, optional claiming race, $35,000 claiming price, purse $41,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have started for a claiming price of $25,000 or less since March 12, 2023, or a claiming price of $35,000.
Maybe a pot of gold today. All right. Golf race 7, number 1. Title horses for our good friend Private Ross. 1 mile and 70 on the synthetic. What you're looking for there are horses that do have some ability to be close to the lead, but only 16% win on the front. There's a rail discount, so title horses, your horse might have to work a little harder than it wants, Private Ross. 2 and 3, they get a little bit of a boost. 4 through 7, it's close to fair. 8 and out's the best place to be. I still think in a lot of races, the best place to be early on, Terry, is the lead because everybody's got to pass you at one point. And again, we see a 2-horse race at the get-go.
That's right. That's 6 and 1, and they're really close in their data there. So they could go head-to-head to that quarter pole. That 2 has an overlay 5-2 to 10-1. The 5 has an overlay from 7-2 to 6-1. All of these horses have equaled or exceeded the par speed number in the past, and they all have a really good chance of doing it today. So that's nice. And then as far as comfort zones, they all have comfort zone percentages that seem pretty good, although the 6 is a little bit low. And then the 5 has the best jockey according to the data. The 4 has the best trainer according to the data. And the 5 and the 4 are the 2 best combinations in this race.
Again, we find no true front runner here. Everybody middle back, although this triangle where most of the stuff is weighted to the back should favor, even though the bias doesn't favor speed. We mentioned the 6 and the 1 having the most early speed. We see here they also have the most early pace, although the 2 works its way up into that mix. Late speed, well, you have a whole bunch of them in here. The 6, the 2, the 4, and the 5 that basically share the same zip code. Again, the 6, 2, 4, and 5 are your top total pace horses. The 6 is a little bit of a gap over everybody else. The 3 is kind of off the charts. Everybody else kind of tightly mixed in there. The 2 horse with that top last race speed figure, 3 points clear of everybody else. And it is the lone class dropper in a field of horses that are mostly going up or going sideways. Terry, which way are you going in race number 7?
Well, I'm going to go with the 4 King d'Oro. It's my best bet of the day. And yesterday, my best bet of the day won and paid $7. If you played the bets that I had suggested, you would have made a 40% profit. I was a little disappointed that the only horse I didn't use in the pick in the exacta, and it was ran second. I originally did that and then took it out because I wanted to bet $40 on my pick of the day. I really like that horse. But King d'Oro has finished the money in 8 races out of 10 starts, winning 4 races, and he has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Ever Dangerous, 6 is my second choice, won his last race at Gulfstream Park. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and he has a high percentage winning jockey, which I really like, Franco Dettori. And then the Untitled Forces likes Parks Racing, been in the money 60% of the time here, winning 60% of those starts, and he's been in the money in today's distance 63% of the time, winning 63% of those. And then Space Launch is the 5, my third long shot. He finished third versus similar his last race. Switches to high percentage winning jockey Paco Lopez, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. And then I'm going to play 20 to win on number 4. And then I'm going to play a $5 exacta key box 4 with the 1, 2, 5, 6. And then a $10 exacta 4 on top with the 1, 2, 5, 6. That's it.
Yeah, I'll go fast because they're about to start race number 2. So for me, I like the 4 horse here too. King d'Oro, much better early pace in its last. All weather is the key, where it's 1, 2 out of 3 in a second. Title Forces, the 1 horse is all or nothing on the synthetic. 10 races, 5 of them winners off the board. And the other 5, and at Gulfstream, that trend continues. 3 wins, 5 races off the board. And the other 2, Ever Dangerous, is the pace setter. Excellent workout between races. And then this 5 horse Space Launch, solid on the Gulfstream Park racetrack there. But first up record is weak. So that's why I didn't put him in my bets higher up. Race number 2, they're about to get running, that one. And let's see right now, according to the odds, you're looking at the 10 horse at 4 to 5 as your favorito. Next on the board looks like the 2 horse at 4 to 1. They are off. They are running. And it's tough to tell who's doing what because they have that wonderful front view angle. I'm glad for Peter Aiello that he is up in the box there. The 10 and the 11 are duking it out on the front there. You got a 17 to 1 as well as a long shot in there. The 4 horse, that one's making its way into the mix. Got a bunch of other horses that are trying to get involved. A Buffalo Girl on the outside that's running pretty well. That's going to be a dangerous horse in here, I think, is perhaps the 7. The 4 is rallying up to chase down the 10. The 7 horse is going to take a very wide trip. The 5 horse down on the rail trying to get involved. The 2 horse is going to try to make a mess out of this, but it looks like the favorite is going to go wire to wire. 2 horse is going to slide in there for second, and then the 4 for third. So the favorite, that always happens. Throw in a bunch of horses in your pick 4 and watch the favorite win. So if there's any way you want to lock in the favorite as the winner, just pick an all ticket in a pick 4, and you guarantee the 4 to 5 is going to come home on top.
Yeah, that's true.
It happens every single bleeping time. 2 races to go. Race 8, race 9, Terry. Let's talk about race number 8 and all of its
All righty. So
situation.
Okay, well, we're going to go to 6.5 furlong. It's another optional claiming race, $62,500 claiming price, and it's got a purse of $97,000. It's for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won $20,000 twice, other than a maiden claiming starter or restricted, or which have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of $62,500.
Plenty of stuff to consider in the condition book there. 6.5 furlongs. They don't run a whole lot of them. I think they run 15 of them. 5 of the 15 went gate to wire. There's a real bonus for a Vinci girl. 2 and 3, they get smacked around a little bit. 4 through 7, a bonus. So far, nobody that's worn at 8 or above has won. Speed being very key. 5 out of 15 winning at the distance, Terry. And it looks like a lot of them can get to the front, but maybe one's a little faster than the other.
That's right. Well, the 4 does show a little bit more speed, but they all have some speed. I think it's an anyone's guess race. The 2 has an overlay of odds overlay from 6-1 to 10-1. The 5 has an overlay from 3-1 to 6-1. 1, 4, 5, and 6 have equaled the par plus number in the past or exceeded it. And the 2 and 3 have come within 5 points of doing that in the past. All of them have a chance to do that today, according to the data. They all have C-zone numbers, especially the 3. And then as far as the jockeys go, the 1 seems to be the best. I'm sorry, the 2 seems to be the best jockey. The 6 is the best trainer. And then the 6 looks like the best combination of jockey and trainer to me.
And look at this race. You have basically like a seesaw, right? You got 3 on the front, 3 in the back. Really, all the average speed figures are pretty close to one another. Maybe the 5 and the 6 have a little bit more work to do than the others. Everybody showing that, yeah, they can score at this level. So if you're looking for horses coming off improvement, probably the 4 with some early pace and better fractions, along with the 6, the most likely candidates there. Class droppers, well, the biggest class droppers in here are the 3 and the 6, moving down more than a length. A couple of them moving up in class, but not a whole lot. And the 4 horse giving it a go at the same level, where last time Done Enough did a lot more than everybody else with 13-point speed figure advantage over the rest of the field. A lot of times that's enough to get the job done. If they all go too fast early on, well, that 1 horse has a 2-length late speed advantage over the rest of the field. We'll be hoping to see fractions that are blistering. If this race here, Terry, from top to bottom, only 5 points separate them. So this race, according to all of the data, can go any which way. How did you see it going?
Well, I like the 6, Miss Enchanted. She has finished in the money in 3 of her last 5 starts, won 2 of those races, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. The 4, Done Enough, is my second choice, won her last race at Gulfstream Park, has the highest last speed rating, and her best start speed is fast among today's starters. She's tied with another, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 1, Vinci Girl, is my third choice, has won 2 races out of the last 4 starts. The Rail Post went in at a 20% clip. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Sing a Little Song, the 3, drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey is my long shot. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
Yes, indeed. I am going to go with the 4 horse. Also put $14 to win on Done Enough off of that 13-point last race speed figure edge. That one will really have to regress a lot. And last time out, it showed better pace from the middle to the finish line, which usually carries over to the next race. In fact, that last race was 3 seconds faster than the previous time it ran at the same distance. That's some big improvement. Vinci Girl, the 1 horse, 2-length late speed edge, as I mentioned. Strong rail, solid first up record. Miss Enchanted, the 6 horse. That one has some really good workouts, prepping for the first race since November. Yeah, so you might come back a touch rusty, but can come back really sharp too. And then Trumpets, surface switched for the first time on dirts. Another chance to have a surface switch. Light a horse up. I'm going to put $14 to win on the 4, and that, I think, spends all of my money for the day. It does indeed. We're going to go off to the final race, race number 9, Terry. But before we handle our business there, when the show is over, if you go on over to horseracingtoday.net, right here, in the front, you will see a recap of today's show. We will put a race replay right there in the window, along with all of our commentary. While you're here, please hit the HRT Gear button. Head on over to our merchandise shop. Pick up some springtime clothes. It's going to be almost 75 degrees here in Chicago on Friday. Definitely T-shirt weather. Definitely Horse Racing Today T-shirt weather and ball cap. Make sure you support the show by doing that. And another way to support the show, Terry, is to subscribe. How do you do that?
Well, you just go to our YouTube channel and subscribe right there, and it's easy to do, no cost to you. And then hit the bell. That'll be something that notifies you about any of the programs we have coming up, even the special ones we have. And then copy that link below and share it with all of your friends, neighbors, and relatives so that they can come check us out. Go to our social sites such as X, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, and Blue Sky at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. That helps us a lot. And also keep these comments coming and the picks that you've got coming, like Private Ross does there. We really enjoy to see them, and it helps with our algorithms.
Yeah, and also, if you like the data, I promise you we'll be coming out with it for all tracks sooner than later. There's a link in the description on YouTube. You can click on that. It'll take you to exactly that sheet. And then probably in the next couple days, I will have the definitions for all of the race points in there for your use as well. Again, free track today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet is Louisiana Downs. There's a link in the description. Please use that so they know that you're coming from here. Thank you for your time today, Don. We appreciate everybody's time. We know it's the one commodity that everybody has a finite ability to use. Gary, we're going to use our time right now to talk about race number 9.
We sure are. And it's a mile and 16th, and we're going to finish the day up on the turf. It's a maiden claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $30,500 for maidens, fillies, 3-year-olds.
And as we mentioned a little earlier, $1.16 on the turf does give stalkers and closers the best chance to win, but still plenty. 17% on the lead. Keep the lead and go W to W. Rail bonus for K-Man Caper, 2 through 7, pretty much fair. 8 and out, a little bit of a discount. For the last time today, Terry, take it away on what does the data say?
Well, it shows that all of them have some kind of speed, especially about the first 4 there. So I think anyone's guess again. The 2 has an overlay from 11 to 1 to 15 to 1. The 3 has a odds overlay from 8 to 1 to 21. 7 has an odds overlay from 7 to 2 to 6 to 1. And the 8 has one of 3 to 1 to 6 to 1. 1, 7, and 8 have equaled or exceeded the par speed number of 73 in the past. And all of them have a chance to do that today. And most of them have a pretty good chance of doing that according to the data. The 4, 5, 6, and 8 have the only only seed zone numbers. And then as far as the jockey goes, the 1 looks like the best jockey according to the data. The 5 looks like the best trainer, but the best combination jockey and trainer is the 5, and that's it.
We have a first-time starter in here, too, scoring 2.52 out of a possible 3 points. Anytime they get above 2.5, they are worthy of consideration. Never mind the 20 to 1 odds. But we do have plenty of horses in here that have the ability to hit par and shown that they can do it. So that means a little less weighting on the first-time starter. Real quick on Par Plus, we've talked about that. We do 1,000 simulations where we simulate the projected speed figure. And in 44.5% of those, or 445 times, Cayman Pepper speed figure came in our simulations at 73 or higher. That's where the Par Plus number comes from. Additionally, we look at the racetrack setup here. Everybody who's got some experience is either closed or has not been within 5 lengths of the leader. You get forward in this situation, that's usually how you have a good chance to win your maiden race. You do see right here that the 8, the 6, the 1, maybe the 4 in there, best chance to get out there. The late pace is the 1, so the 1 showing up in the early pace and in the late pace. The 8, 1, 4, and 7 are your top 4 total paces, so although the 5's not all that far off. as we know, maiden claiming on the turf, you can just pretty much pick all and probably do all right, Terry. Who did you pick? You can't pick them all.
I know. I like the 5 as my top choice. Miscollected. She drops a class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Unbounded moment. Movement is my second choice. 8. She drops in class today. Breeding suggests you'll like the grass. As her dam has 3 winners from 6 starters, and one of those was a turf winner, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. And then I like Cayman Caper, the 1. Drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating. Her best start speed is fast among the starters today. And she switches a high percentage winning jockey, Paco Lopez. She's my third choice. My long shot is a 6, and I like her as she was only beaten 2 lengths versus similar in her last start. She may improve at the longer distance, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets for me here.
Yes, indeedy. I'm going to start with the 1-horse Cayman Caper. Has that little bit of a rail bonus in there. 2 par races in her last 2 races. Any one of those 2 races probably catches the W here. The 4-horse Hysterics. That one was better across the board with all of its race internals last time out. You see that right here. A little bit better fractions as well at the half-mile marker. A little bit of a drop in class there as well for that guy. And did run faster fractions at 1 mile and a 16th versus 1 mile in the previous race. Going longer and faster is doubly quick. Number 5, why is that an 8? That shouldn't be an 8. Miss Collector. I don't know why I have the 8 there. I hope I didn't screw up my pick 4. So I'll have to go back and change that. Let me change this to the 5-horse. I must have just pressed the wrong button, which is possible, right? The 5 and the 8 are one's on top of the other. The 5-horse for me, Terry, is the third choice. Miscollected, biggest class dropper, only one of 2 horses making a move down in class here, nearly 2 lengths. And then the 7-horse was a tough call for me over the 8. We're going to take the more consistent one with a maintenance workout between races. I put the 5 in my pick 4, so just a typo in that last race. No additional bets for me. Here are our picks for the rest of the day at Gulfstream Park. Again, Terry and I will be back tomorrow in South Florida in race number 1. I think the 5-horse one in race number 2, the 10-horse one. So just take the second pick all the way down. Yesterday, the first or second pick worked out pretty good at Parks, but unfortunately, they all went off at pretty low odds, got bet down. Hopefully, we don't get that here today. Again, Terry and I tomorrow, Gulfstream Park. The 4 and Friday, most likely at Shaw Tin. Keep an eye on our social sites, scrolling down there below. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please share our content with all of your friends that like horse racing. And, of course, Terry, you got the final word on some words of wisdom today.
Well, just stay safe. And if you're betting the horses, hopefully you do well. I hope Tay Fun bet my pick of the day yesterday, and hopefully it wins today. And from other than that, just give your loved ones a hug and a kiss. You never know what's going to happen, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, so real quickly, race 3 coming up, 14 to win on the 6 for me. Race number 5, got a trifecta box. Race number 6, the late pick 4. Race 7, Terry's best bet. Again, we will timestamp every race in the description on YouTube, so you can come back and watch them at your leisure, see why we like what we like, and then take a look at the data. Of course, no matter what you're doing for the rest of this hump day that we shared with Hollywood Hay, we certainly hope it's filled with God's grace, God's favor, and everything you do until we meet again tomorrow ends up in
the winner's circle.
Indeed. Have a wonderful hump day.